Good morning, faculty and staff of Fresno State. And thank you, Belinda, Stacy, for your always thoughtful, important insights. And thank you, Dr. Krell, for reading Dr. Hall's marks and putting in your own. We send Dr. Hall our best for a quick recovery. As we gather together this morning, I see many familiar faces from our campus community and am deeply grateful for all you do. As I stated in my fall assembly speech, you are all champions who support our students through their steadfast, often difficult journey towards earning a Fresno State degree. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the difficulties our alumni, friends, and colleagues in the LA area are experiencing due to the horrific fires. I remain in contact with them to express our ongoing support. As we enter our 114th academic year, we carry within us a legacy shaped by generations of resilience and resolve. As a student of history, I think about all that Fresno State has witnessed and weathered since its founding. On the one hand, we have participated in great technological advancements, transformative scientific breakthroughs, and tremendous strides in social progress. And on the other, we have faced serious challenges, 2 global pandemics, multiple wars, the Great Depression, and the great financial crisis of 2008 that we all remember. Through times of change and turmoil, our resolve in our endeavors has been integral to overcoming these obstacles. And now, as then, we at Fresno State remain constant, dedicated to our mission of service and aware that our ability to meet the demands of the moment will have a lasting impact on the future of our valley. John Masefield's poem again comes to mind. There are a few earthly things more splendid than a university. We will face our current challenges with transparency and sincere communication. I will not hold back anything, while earnestly advocating for the betterment of Fresno State and in turn, the betterment of our valley and the world. Within this context of Fresno State's 114-year history of resilience, of endurance, and of growth, today I want to first address 3 pressing issues. 1, changing federal and state regulations. 2, affirming and supporting our diverse communities. And 3, fiscal realities impacting our operations and planning. Let's get on to it. 1, changing federal and state regulations. We know that uncertainty can be unsettling, particularly in times of transition. What remains certain is that Fresno State and the CSU will continue to advocate for policies that promote equity, access, and opportunity for all students. Fundamentally important is our responsibility to foster a community that embraces empathy and respect. Fresno State is not a monolith. Our strength and our ingenuity emanate from the breadth of perspectives, experiences, and identities that make up our diverse campus. 2, affirming and supporting our diverse communities. We will continue to provide appropriate support for our undocumented and DACA students, members of the LGBTQ+ community, international members, Muslim students, staff, and faculty, and others who feel vulnerable. Fresno State must remain a place where students, faculty, and staff can find academic resources along with the affirmation in their identities and their inherent right to belong to themselves and to our campus. I want to thank members of our campus community who are leading these efforts. First, Dr. Rashandra Booker and Varcelis Cummings and his incredible team at the Cross Culture and Gender Center. Their compassion means everything to students in need of support and guidance, and I have seen firsthand the difference it makes in our students' lives. From the bottom of our heart, thank you for all you do. Please give them a round of applause. Next, I thank Diana Rea Flores and the staff at the Dream Success Center for providing essential support to our undocumented and DACA students. We recently launched a website with updated resources During a meeting with our students, I learned how Diana's resourcefulness grounds and fosters a sense of security for so many who are frightened. Please join me in thanking Diana Rea and her entire team for all they do. I have also worked with Artie Padilla and from the Central Valley Community Foundation to convene 50 K-12, community college, and community nonprofit leaders from across our region to ensure that we are informed regarding the law, rights of the individual, and responsibility of educational institutions. In the coming days, we will communicate to our faculty and staff existing state and federal policies about what actions to take if immigration officials come to campus or if asked for information about our students. I also want to acknowledge our Muslim students, staff, and faculty who have faced significant challenges over the last year and a half and have come together to build a stronger, more informed community. Last spring, I launched the President's Muslim Leadership Council. Likewise, I have been in touch with Muslim student representatives based on ongoing dialogue. We have spearheaded a number of initiatives, including Fresno State's first iftar last year, a dinner that breaks the fast during Ramadan. This year, we will have an interactive exhibit on Ramadan in our library during February and March. We will continue to educate our Fresno State community regarding the culture and values of our Muslim friends and neighbors. Our continued success depends on our willingness to engage in meaningful dialogue across our differences and to do so respectfully and in the spirit of curiosity and intellectual rigor. Let's go on to 3 now. 3, fiscal realities impacting our operations and planning. I want to clearly address the fiscal challenges we face. As I've stated before, Fresno State, as part of the CSU system, is uniquely vulnerable to fluctuations in state revenue. Allow me to remind you briefly of the framework I provided last semester. The UCs are, quote, a constitutional corporation equal and coordinate with the legislature, the judiciary, and the executive, end quote. Their budget is secured through this privileged constitutional autonomy. The community colleges, on the other hand, are funded through Proposition 98, which provides a secure budget allocation year after year of 45% of the legislature's budget to K-14. That includes them. Proposition 98 made it possible for a growth in community college funding this year. They also can bond as well. In contrast, the CSU, Fresno State, is left with discretionary funding, a classification that makes it more prone to cuts and budget reductions. Hence, the governor is proposing a $375 million cut of permanent funding to the CSU for next year's budget. Within this framework, allow me to provide a high overview of the current financial situation of the CSU. The CSU faces a decline in student enrollment, which reduces tuition revenue. Fortunately, here at Fresno State, our enrollment is stable, much in thanks to Interim Vice President Fong Yang's original idea of Bulldog Bound. As the CSU has previously shared, employee compensation increases for 25-26 are contingent on state budget decisions. The CSU system has had the following budget gaps: $138 million in 23-24 and $218 million in 24-25. For this year, 24-25, at Fresno State, we were able to balance our budget even after a $10 million budget gap. Again, for 25-26, Governor Newsom has proposed a permanent $375 million cut to the CSU. Our prorated share of the $375 million cut to our operating budget is estimated to be $19 million for Fresno State. Since 75 to 80 60% of our costs are salary and benefit related, a cut of this magnitude will be detrimental to our educational mission. Against this significant permanent cut, I have decided to use one-time funds of $13.8 million from the benefit and compensation pools for the 25-26 academic year. I have also approved an additional allocation of $1 million to academic affairs from one-time carry-forward funds to mitigate the impact to our teaching mission as much as possible. This leaves us with an unaccounted permanent cut of approximately $4.2 million. As I'm using one-time funds to address permanent cuts, we have to keep in mind that this strategy only buys us time for next year. The governor's proposed budget is currently being negotiated with the legislature. It is not finalized, and it will not be finalized until summer of 2025. The governor's proposed cuts have deep consequences. And in our mission of transforming lives, these consequences are deeply human. They affect our employees, communities, industries relying on a diverse workforce, the state's economy, and most of all, the students and families we serve, paid for in time, expense, and dreams deferred. There is no silver bullet that will solve the CSU's budget crisis. We teach, that's what we do. Only advocacy for funding to the CSU with elected officials will provide long-standing results. I encourage you clearly, plainly, to share the immense value that Fresno State and the CSU bring to California's economy and communities with our elected officials. Now is the time to ensure that our voices are heard. Through these fiscal challenges, transparency will remain our guiding principle. Last fall, we launched a budget resource website, which we update regularly. The website has extensive FAQs and additional resources, including past budget presentations and updated information from the CSU. Through these dark clouds of challenge, a light pierces through. The myriad images we see at graduation, happy families coming together, cheering on triumphant Fresno State graduates. That's our North Star. That's our mission. And it's all thanks to you. I'd like to focus the rest of my speech on the impressive recent accomplishments that move us towards achieving the goals we articulated in our strategic plan, to give you clear ideas, concrete clear ideas on our value and worth as an institution. Our impact as a regional economic powerhouse is evident in every single corner of our valley. Dr. Antonio Avalos unveiled a new economic impact report, which states that Fresno State contributes nearly $1 billion annually to the regional economy, supporting 11,000 jobs and generating $391 million in worker income. Importantly, every dollar invested in earning a Fresno State degree brings a return of $23 over a graduate's career, ensuring economic growth that impacts generations. This last fall, we also unveiled the Wings of the City public art exhibit, created by renowned Mexican sculptor Jorge Marin. His exquisite pieces invite our entire campus community and visitors to engage in conversations around cultural identity, resilience, and creativity, and will remain on display on the Maple Mall until August 2025. Next, Fresno State proudly hosted its inaugural Hmong Heritage Education Day, a vibrant community celebration honoring the rich traditions of the Hmong people. What's more, on May 3rd and 4th of this year, we will celebrate Hmong American Day, a West Coast commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the arrival of the Hmong in the Central Valley. Special thanks go to Interim VP Fong Yang and Dr. Bao Johori, and the entire Student Affairs Planning Committee for their dedication in organizing these historic events. Let's give them a round of applause, please. I'm also excited to announce that last December, Fresno State broke ground on its first major student housing project in 5 decades. We need more love here. This project is being funded with a $33.7 million affordable student housing grant from the state and with $25 million of financing to the CSU system-wide revenue bonds. We are set to open in 2026 and will provide 228 apartment-style beds, offering affordable housing solutions to our students, including those with children. Please give that a round of applause. Next, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our new Fresno State Police Chief, Anthony Martinez, who's here with us, for his leadership and commitment to building community. Please give him a round of applause. Where is he? Right here. His efforts to organize the collection and delivery of over 180 toys for the Upward Bound Holiday Toy Drive reflect the spirit of giving that defines our campus. Thank you, Chief, for that. Esteban Parra, with Upward Bound, partnered with the Diaz Family Foundation and the Angels of Grace Foster Family Agency to deliver those toys to children in need. I'm also thrilled to celebrate our historic move to the Pac-12 Conference. Our growing national visibility in athletics will complement and enhance our national academic reputation and will lead to greater financial resources and stability for the university as a whole. In December, we also welcome Matt Entz as the head coach of Fresno State football. He's not here because he's out recruiting very hard, so I'm glad for him. I also want to thank A.D. Classy for his tremendous leadership during a season of change for our athletic department. Thank you, Garrett, for everything you do. So, to give each of you an opportunity to see our amazing student athletes in action, A.D. Classy and I are thrilled to be able to offer every staff and faculty 2 free tickets to the Saturday, March 1st Fresno State basketball game against Boise State. Look out for instructions on claiming your 2 free tickets in the next issue of Campus News. In tandem with the Fresno Merced Future of Food Innovation Coalition, Fresno State developed an affordable, intelligent weed detection system. I want to thank Dr. Jovenes Gulchanchian and his students, as well as Dean Nuna, for continuing to spearhead these learning opportunities that maintain Fresno State's reputation as an ag industry powerhouse. Dr. Gulchanchian, are you here? Dean Nuna, are you here? Yep, he's here. Thank you, Dina. And speaking of innovation in agriculture, we are proud of Dr. Rolson St. Hilaire, Dean of the Jordan College, for his appointment by the governor to the California State Board of Food and Agriculture. Maybe you can plug us in, Dean St. Hilaire. His expertise. His expertise ensures that the Valley has a voice in guiding policies that impact the heart of California's agricultural industry. And this spring, we will submit our self-study for the re-accreditation with WASC. And in fall 2025, WASC representatives will visit our campus. Accreditation is essential. It legitimizes the quality of our degrees and ensures eligibility for federal and financial aid. For Fresno State, it is good that we have been selected for the prestigious thematic pathway for reaccreditation, a streamlined process reserved for high-performing institutions. Special thanks to Dr. Doug Fraley, Executive Committee Chair, and Dr. Alam Hassan, Vice Provost, for their exceptional leadership and dedication on this effort. I invite you to visit our newly launched accreditation website to learn more about getting involved and providing feedback. Finally, as I shared with you last fall, I'm excited about our newly launched AI initiative. And I'm going to give a shout out here to, of course, VP Johori, but Max, Isuri, Ming, and Ryan, are you here? Please stand up. Where are they? By formally establishing the AI initiative, we aim to foster interdisciplinary collaboration, enhance research capabilities, and equip students and employees with cutting-edge tools and skills. As a prime example of our innovation with AI, I'm thrilled to announce that today, Fresno State is launching the Bulldog Genie, the brainchild of Max, Isuri, Ming, and Ryan, with the leadership of Dr. Johori. The Bulldog Genie is a generative AI-powered digital concierge created as part of the Fresno State AI initiative to enhance the student, staff, and faculty experience. It provides Fresno State specific, timely support for academic programs, campus events, student life clubs, athletics facilities, and more, all related to our university and local community. We are one of two in the CSU with this. The Bulldog Genie represents a transformative leap in digital engagement and operational efficiency for Fresno State. The sky's the limit in this case. Together, as one Bulldog community, we celebrate these and many milestones. They represent pure rays of sunlight, illuminating the path through the challenges on the road ahead. Let's conclude. When I reflect on the tests and triumphs our university had witnessed during historic moments, I am reminded that Fresno State is more than a university. We are a symbol of hope and a source of strength for this community, a bright and clear presence in an ever-changing world. Throughout history, we have remained rooted in our mission to serve, educate, and inspire. This legacy is a call to action to you and to me. It reminds us that while the world around us may change, together we rise. Together we press forward. We are not just spectators of history. We are active participants, forging new paths and advocating for CSU funding with a local purpose. For 114 years, Fresno State has stood, forging leaders for the valley and the world. Together, we'll continue to stand strong, meet the challenges ahead, and shine brightly with the light of education evermore. Thank you, and go Dogs.